buddies, hello and welcome to another Wednesday and another episode of AC. That's me talking bowls, and thank you so much for joining me on such a wet, miserable day. I'm supposed to be bowling later on. Not sure if I can be totally bothered. Pub or bowls, it's a bit of a toss-up at the minute, but that's my problem, not yours. Guys, thanks for joining me. Remember, if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button, and don't forget, if you're not already a bowls buddy and a member of this wonderful community of ours, please hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for notification of new content on the channel. That's got that out of the way. So guys, bit of a roundup of the Murfield League, the Farley Solicitors Super League. Look back at some of the competitions that took place this weekend, and let's look forward to some of the big final days that are happening on the weekend. There's a lot of bowling to be watched if that's your bag, of course. So let's get straight on with the Murfield League. And last night, my team Thongsbridge made the trip to Pudsey Bowling Club, which is always a difficult venue for us. I think from memory we've only won there once before, and last night it was looking like a bit of a disaster. For 6 games off the green, all went for Pudsey, but thankfully some of our men remembered how to play bowls and managed to get the necessary 21 chalks, and we won the last 4 games. So Thongsbridge lost 8-4. Run through the rest of the results. Crossgates 8, Denby Grange 4, Dearn Sports 11, Littlemore 1, Crosslandmore 7, Lower Hopton Working Men Club B Team 5, and the Lower Hopton A Team versus Ossett Flying Horse game has been called off due to COVID related, that's all you need to know. I'm not exactly sure when that's going to be replayed. I think it'll have to be fitted in before the end of the season. But that means that the table is a little bit skewed now. It's got Thongsbridge on top with 119 points. Lower Hopton have played 15, so they have a game in hand with 117 points. Pudsey are third with 116, and Crossgates are fourth with 112. So realistically, I think last night's result for Thongsbridge has really sort of ended our title charge. I'm sure that Lower Hopton will get a good result at home I forgot they were playing Flying Horse. We've got Crossgate. I'm just trying to bring the fixture up. Thongsbridge, you've got Crossgates next week at home, and then a trip to Dearn Sports after that. So Pudsey have got to go to Lower Hopton next week, so hopefully they'll take points off one another and maybe leave the door open, but I can't see it. And then Pudsey have got home game against Flying Horse. So again, after a tough game, got a relatively straightforward game. Lower Hopton go away to Crossgate, so could drop a few points there. But for me personally, I think the battle is now for second place between Thongsbridge and Pudsey. At the top of the averages, Josh Mordew leads the way. Played 13, won 13, lost 3, and he played very, very well to beat Craig Gant last night, who never looked like losing, to be honest. James Wilcox second. In fact, there's a lot of played won 13s, lost 3, and it's just the average that's differentiating them. So top is Josh Mordew, second is James Wilcox from Crossgates, Ashley Dakin, Jack Dyson and Mark Booth bring up the triumvirate of Thongsbridge players, making up the top 5 in the table. So there you go. So that's everything up to date with the Murfield League. Yeah, I told my captain Chris Keller last night my intention is not to play in the Murfield League next season. little bit too much travelling for me at the minute. Life's in a little bit of flux. Don't know what I'm doing from 1 week to the next. And driving last night was a 3-hour plus round trip to Pudsey and back. The roadworks on the M62 were ridiculous. It was nearly every junction, and when you're doing it on your own every other week, it does eventually wear you down. So I won't be playing in the Murfield League next year. That's no indication of the standard of the league, because I still think it's the best in the country. It's an indication of one, my desire to travel huge distances to play a league game, and also my competitive nature is just not there. So I am going to retire from the Murfield League. So I think I've played for 8 seasons, enjoyed, well, with Thongsbury anyway. Before that I played with Morton House, and enjoyed every single game, enjoyed it every season, enjoyed winning the league, enjoying winning the league averages. Yeah, all been good, but unfortunately everything has to come to an end. So that's sort of the end of my Murfield League career. Whether I get selected next week is up to the captain. I'm not overly bothered one way or the other, which is probably why I don't want to play anymore. Yeah, so there we go. So that's the Murfield League. Let's have a look at the Farleys Super League. So last week, Sunday the 15th of August, I'm just going to go straight through the results. Blackburn Bulls versus Ribble Valley Knights. That was a 12 to 8 point win for Ribble Valley Knights. Bury Blackjacks versus Ayr Valley Bandits. That was a 14-6 win for the Ayr Valley Bandits, and it also the Gary Ellis turned out for Bury with a 21-4 home win, and that secured his side the aggregate, which is always good to call on Gary as a reserve, I guess. Preston Spartans versus Pendle Lions. That was a 13-7 win for Preston Spartans. Rosendale Rhinos versus Darwin Spitfires. Not a good result for the Rhinos. Even I threw in a defeat for once in this league. And it was a 17-3 points win for Darwin Spitfires. Yeah, not good. Must do better. And finally, Hyndburn Hornets versus Burnley Bulldogs, and it was a 15-5 win for Burnley Bulldogs, which means that Burnley Bulldogs are still leading the table after 4 games with 55 points. Ayr Valley Bandits second on 52, Darwin Spitfires on 47. Down at the bottom, Hyndburn Hornets, they've only played 3 games, 12 points. Blackburn Bulls, 3 games, 17 points. Ribble Valley Knights, 4 games, 24 points. It's actually still quite tight, with teams with a game in hand. Haywood Hawks, Bury Blackjacks, Rosendale Rhinos, Pendle Lions, all got game in hands on the top teams, and don't forget it's a top 4 playoff, so it's not all about winning the thing, it's about getting in that top 4. So lots to play for, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. I know next week there's a lot of games not taking place due to federation clashes. I know the Rhinos game has been called off, but we are using that as an opportunity to finish off the game versus Pendle Lions that was called off. So if you've nothing better to do, 10 o'clock Sunday morning, get yourself up to Sunnybank, and there'll be a couple of hours bowling going on there. So let's look back at what's happened last weekend. There was a few things on, but I'm going to start with the Pudsey Classic, which was played on the Sunday. The winner, and apparently a very emotional winner at the end of the game, the end of the day, was Gareth Coates from Halifax. It was his first sort of big major competition win. He's been playing an awful lot this season, playing very well, getting through in nearly everything, running up well in all the comps, and you know, when you're doing that, eventually you will make that breakthrough. Gareth, it was a tough field. You did well to pick a winner out of this lot, and Gareth managed to beat Lee Johnson from Warrington, another lad who's playing extremely well at the minute, very keen, and Gareth won 21-18 to pick up the £800 first prize. So fantastic stuff there. Next, I'm going to just have a quick talk about the junior merit that took place at Heaton Park. Aaron Brine, I think he's from Yorkshire, 17 years old. He won the Junior Merit Trophy at Heaton Park, took home £200. He beat 15-year-old Kean Thomas from Wales, 21-9 in the final. Yeah, I have a few comments about it. Apparently, it's normally played on a one green venue as the Junior Merit, and they just play the 32 off. This year it was played at Heaton Park, which is a 2 green venue. So for me, there was an opportunity there to replicate what the British Parks did and have a sort of a supplementary event for all the first round losers. It seems to me that a lot of people have travelled some long distances on the day, some have stayed overnight the night before, to get a bit of a bashing really. There's some very big wins in that first round, and I just think it would have been really nice, a really good positive thing, if they'd have just thrown, you know, the names in the hat and just had another game, little supplementary comp, 30 quid first prize, whatever. Just, you know, you could do a collection and get a few quid in. But there were an awful lot of big wins, 21-1, 21-2s, you know, single figure wins, and it's just a shame that you've got kids and parents travelling such a long way for what could be only 20 minutes of game time. I think that was something that British Parks introduced this year, and I think that was a really good idea. But well done, Aaron. I think it's Aaron, or is it Aaron? I never know how to say that. Everyone pronounces things differently, don't they? So well done. You've joined a list of great players who have won that competition, if it is the same competition. I don't know. And then the following day at the same venue, it was the Ladies Merit, and this time they had 64 bowlers there playing on all the greens. There's 2 crown greens there, and I've got to find the post. You know, I should really save these things first, shouldn't I? And the winner, after what must have been a very long day, was Jenny Moore from the Isle of Man, who beat Louise Ollerton from Greater Manchester 21-10 in the final. So well done, Jenny. It's nice to see somebody coming across from the island and doing well over here, and hard lights to Louise. I know she's a very good player, but she came through a very tough field to get there and should be very proud. Moving on to this week, I know there's qualifiers on at Crossland Moor, there's qualifiers still on at Wharton Cons, but there's a couple of finals days on. One of them is on the Saturday at Brighouse, which is, as per usual, a fantastic field. 4:30 start. I've managed to find it, fantastic. So the £5,200 Brighouse Classic, sponsored by Damart, Saturday 21st of August, 4:30 PM, absolute class field. Callum Ray, Dan Petcher, Mark Hughes, Kevin Shaw, Paul Ingleby, Tom Hanson, Chris Davis, Ryan Clark, Simon Cowpe, Chris Mordew, Wayne Ditchfield, David Scott, Ash Tattersley, Dean Butler, Sam Day, Connor Chamberlain. Winners on £1,000, runner up £600, so it should be a class night. Might be a couple of quid to get in, but get yourself there. The pie and peas are absolutely amazing, and there'll be some fantastic bowling going on too. I'll be honest with you, if I wasn't at a wedding I'd probably be there watching myself. So there you go, I can't say better than that. And then on the Sunday at Elland Working Men's Club, which is a new competition this year, I think, run by Bob Hitchin. 12 o'clock start. Let's have a look. So the field: Scott Fisher versus Jeremy Muff, Callum Ray versus Josh Mordew, Gary White versus Rob Wiltshire, Joe Wiltshire versus Ashley Dakin, Simon Cout versus Liam Fallas, Stuart Mort versus Paul Bailey, Ben Gloag versus Tom Hanson, and Michael Leach versus Darren Plenderleaf. I'm not sure what the first prize is there. It's not on the post I'm looking at. But again, another class field. The bookmakers will be there, as they will be at Brighouse. So get yourself along and watch some class bowling. It's a good venue as well, Elland Working Men's Club. There's quite a lot of cover if it's wet. The beer's pretty cheap and the green is in immaculate condition. So get yourself along if you can and you fancy watching some of the best players in the game performing. I've not a lot else to say about anything else this week, really. I'll probably cover a few bits and bobs on Friday with Comment Corner. I've been in an interesting debate, if you can call it that, online with, I think he's still a BCGBA official, and I'll have to double check. I know he used to be. Who has accused me of being a doom mongerer and also a chuckle brother, but there you go, that's another matter altogether. I'll probably talk about that on Friday, and I'll see see what we can do about it. Yeah, nothing else to tell you guys. Just thank you for watching. Get yourself on the greens, get yourself bowling. Most of all, stay safe and take care of one another. And hopefully you'll join me on Friday. So bye for now.